Qiao Hao responded by reaching out and opening the door. She was ready to ask what the person wanted, when she noticed that it was Lu Jinian who stood elegantly behind the door. She stared at him, opened her mouth to speak, but the words were instantly stuck in her throat. As she'd just come out of the bathroom, Qiao Hao only wore a single towel with a pair of dripping wet flip-flops. This kind of wear revealed her delicate white shoulders and her two long legs. Because of the steam, her dainty face had a drunken red tint. Lu Jinian looked Qiao Hao up and down with his brows slightly furrowed. "Who is it, Qiao?" Zhao Mong asked. Not hearing an answer from Qiao Hao for half a minute, she ran over, barefoot, to find Qiao Hao standing in front of Lu Jinian. Immediately, in a polite voice, she greeted him, "Mr. Lu." Snapping out of it, Qiao Hao found that Lu Jinian was staring directly at her. Her hand subconsciously clutched the towel to her breasts. She took a step back and asked, "Can I help you?" Lu Jinian, who stared directly at Qiao Hao, raised the document in his hand and said in a bland tone, "X Station needs you to sign this contract." With an "Oh," Qiao Hao took the contract and turned around to walk to the desk. Zhao Mong stood at the door and cautiously asked Lu Jinian, "Mr. Lu, do you want come in for a bit?" Lu Jinian shook his head, not saying a word. He held his graceful and calm composure as he stood at the door, his eyes focused on Qiao Hao. He never looked away for a second. Feeling it impolite to leave Lu Jinian standing alone at the door, Zhao Mong could only stand stiffly next to him. Qiao Hao stood bent over at the desk, one hand pressed against the towel to prevent it from falling, and the other signing the contract. The towel was already short. When she bent over, her entire thigh was exposed. When Lu Jinian took notice of her white cotton underwear, his breath slowed down slightly. He felt heat rise up from his stomach, and he turned to look at the empty hallway. There were 3 copies of the contract. In total, she needed to sign 3 times. Qiao Hao signed and looked over them once. Once she confirmed there were no problems, she reorganized the contracts and handed the papers over to Lu Jinian. "They're all signed." Lu Jinian didn't even look at her, just coldly snatched the contracts from her hands and turned to leave without a word. It hadn't been 2 seconds since he left, when he hurriedly rushed back. Qiao Hao stared at him, dazed. Before she could react, Lu Jinian reached over to her room's door and slammed it shut. He left once more in long strides.